I just had this insight that has nothing to do with what I'm going to speak about, but you know me. If it comes, I share it. I was sitting there thinking when there was no words, no lyrics, how dependent we become sometimes on lyrics and words sometimes, and how when we're in that kind of state, the times ourselves talking away and staying focused, and then also that deep idea of spirit that's talking through that. So what a great lesson for me to just realize that there's so many beautiful words that have no words, and it's all about feelings. Which brings me a little bit into the talk today. Pumping up the volume, the whole month is dedicated to the art of listening, and there are so many ways. I know that when I'm in the car, and I'm sure Michelle can agree, that when we're in the car listening to the radio or listening to music, we all listen to it differently. Sometimes we pump it way, way up, because I've heard rumors that your head's bouncing when you're driving around the island. But that's just me, you know, pulling you up out of nowhere. But anyway, that the idea is that I know sometimes when Rita will get out of the car or something, will go to the bank, she comes back in, it's like, wow, you know, so I just want that vibration. I don't even really care that much about the words necessarily, but I feel like dancing, or it makes me feel like doing something, because you know I'm kind of low-key normally anyway. So on a regular basis. So I found this morning. I've been without my computer for like a day, which really would be a year for me. And I'm learning a lot about that feeling. And this morning I have a ritual, and I have this very way. I meditate, and then I do my daily blog, and then I do. And I didn't have, and it was like my whole spiritual. I said, well, you know, so. And I know about it. We've been selling it. I've been reading it for years, but I haven't really looked at it in a long time. So I would give up one juice if I were you for $5 and make sure to go over and get that Science of Mind, because I started reading out of it just for a second to stimulate me, to get me to what am I going to talk about today. And I went, oh my God, there are such great things in there that can juice you up all month, actually. You know, and even if you don't do the daily reading, it's just a story. So I found something that I wanted to share, and I really want to thank Masando, which is really Michael how do you pronounce? Hiroka. But I always go, but he said Masando here, so I really want to honor that. And this is what he has to say. Reverend Masando, he's in Albuquerque now, and it's just, he says, so we go through our lives justified and continuing to live unfree until something comes along that completely shocks us out of that settling. This is what happens when you are about to go through a transformation. You get a glimpse into a world that somehow does not fall into the ways you have been operating. That shock to your system is the first step into freedom from whatever slavery you find yourself in. Bless you. Wow. It was a big wow for me, because I thought to myself, and I love this idea that until the shock comes. And we were talking about it the other day. Why are we continually having to shock ourselves or hurt ourselves at times just to be able to have the moment to just remember who we are, instead of making other choices along the way? I don't know the answer to that, but I want to share the story of my computer with you. Because, and I want you, as I'm telling the story, I want you to just transfer it over to some place in your life that absolutely relates to it. Because I woke up on Friday morning, and it was a very full day. We were out Sacred Journey scouting and all of this wonderful thing that was happening. And I was right in the middle, just ready to start the blog. I was all inspired, because God forbid I'd like write it. So what happened was I got this warning, and it was Wah, wah, wah. Call immediately. Call virus alert, virus alert, virus alert. Call the number, call the number. I know it's annoying, right? But it was frightening because I was like, what do you mean? So I'm like, cancel, click, leave, push out, do something. I'm not the most advanced in computer work, just so you'll know. I I only know how to get emotional in the moment. So I could be, I could help this whole island in a disaster, but God forbid that laptop go. And it won't stop, and it won't let me out, so I put it back on. I go, just let it go, start it all over again. Wow, wow, wow. Call, warning, virus, all over virus. And I'm going, oh my God. So I started to react in the old way. And I had a moment in time where there was no time. And I wanted to react in a way that was going, why is this happening? And I was very dramatic when it comes to the computer. And this is why I have 3 things that happened to me. Fear, anger, and I felt victimized. And I wanted to explore those today. That a thing like a computer, a laptop can arise all of these emotions in me that I allowed to happen. But guess what happened? I really stopped for 1 minute in my life and said, are you really going to react the way you always react when you cannot figure out the laptop? Or are you going to stop for a moment and see what the heck is happening? And I had to look at it. You're afraid. I said, afraid of what? I'm afraid I'm going to lose everything that I put in there. Sound familiar? I'm afraid I'm going to lose everything from my past. What will I do? There's pictures, there's this, and it just started, snowballing. And I just stopped for a minute, and I said, well, what are you angry about? And I was angry because I was out of control. Wah, wah, virus, virus, virus. You can't click me off. You can't click me off. Try, push it, start over again. Click, click, virus, virus. And I was out of control. Ever feel that way? Just in daily living? Out of control. And I also felt out of control because I didn't feel intelligent enough. Because I didn't know how to make this go away. I didn't know how to make this work. And I thought, what a metaphor is happening. This is what I do with my mornings, by the way. Other people just kind of get up, have some coffee, and get going. I have a whole revelation thing going on. So where did the victimized thing come from? It came from the fact that I didn't want to take responsibility because I knew that computer was out to get me. That it came alive that morning and said, I've got a really good idea. Let's terrorize the hell out of Reverend Patrick. Because I knew that was its purpose because I was a victim. So I wouldn't be a victim if I knew we were all on the same side. But I stopped. And I said, enough is enough. Let's really take a good look at this, my friend. What are you afraid of? You're going to lose everything? And I stared it right in that uncontrolled emotions going on. I said, so what if I did? I didn't hide my emotions. I'd feel really bad because there's a lot of important stuff in it. It's also stuff within the center. But that's what could happen. And I was just at peace. And I said, what are you out of control about? What are you angry about? And I was angry because I couldn't control it. And I said, but you did. I controlled my unguided emotions. I stopped. And I took control of myself. I took control and said, I don't have to do this. Really. There are people going through a lot of stuff right now that probably this seems pretty light in the world of people over in other places and right here in this, on this island. And then I looked at the victimhood thing, and I realized it was unnecessary, and that the computer wasn't out to get me, and there was a lot of old buttons being pushed, and I was done. And I thought, well, if you can do this with a computer, you can do this with every other area of your life when it comes up that I feel out of control, or I feel like spirit abandoned me. Wow, it was a real eye-opener. And then, of course, I went on with the day and came back, and it was working just perfectly. Because I guess it felt it probably had no power anymore. Because that's what I'm really learning, that we shock ourselves into things because it's our divine urge to get to know who and what we are and what we need to know. And I need to know for Patrick that the power that I give something like a laptop, or the power I give to anything, the power I give to dis-ease in my body or anything, all I have to do is stop and reboot. And stop. And here's the deal. I love this idea of the virus, because we all have a virus at times running through us. A lot of people want to say, this is my disease, this is my heartache, that's not true. We all share that. When our wonderful mentor went through cancer, I went to him and I said, you're not alone, because we all have that cancer with you. Maybe not physically, but we all share it because we are of one power. And so guess what I have to do when there's a virus or something? I have to go to a doctor. Dr. Ron, wherever he may be. Dr. Ron Stover has my child over in his hands. And sometimes you have to give it up to that. But guess what? He may know how to fix the virus of my computer, and the doctor may know what to remove from your body, and we may have all of these things, and that's what you do. You take what you don't know and you take it over there. But guess what? I'm the only one that can remove the virus, the thoughts, the beliefs that are not serving me. I am the only one. You can take all those viruses out of my computer and they will come back again until I remove the cause. And that's a really interesting concept, and it doesn't always feel good, because we have to allow one another. For me, I have to allow everyone to have their own journey. I have to allow them to have their own journey, their own laptop, their own thoughts, their own beliefs. Sometimes I'm like a medical doctor trying to take everybody's stuff out. No, I'm a metaphysician. I was in a session the other day and I said, I am a metaphysician. And that's a very important job to have. Because while you're in whatever state you're in, I get the opportunity, the honor, to be able to stand in truth and know that truth. And you start with yourself. That's why we do all of our work in our mind, our own mind. We don't go over and take anything over. And if anyone's doing that, I don't know about you, but they used to call it brainwashing. So isn't that an interesting way to go for me this week? I'm always thinking to myself, why do these things happen to me at times? And I realize from my talks on Sunday, that's really all it's about. I'm actually doing all of this for you. That's called old school. My mother, you did it for me. I did it for you. But that is my lesson for this week, is that I have the capability at all time to remove the virus from anything that's going on in my life. You are all beautiful metaphysicians at all times. And sometimes I was laughing because we go there last. Sometimes we'll go out there and, what did the doctor tell me? Or what's Ron going to tell me about my computer? And then that's going to make I don't know what he's going to tell me about it. I don't know what's wrong with it. And I don't care, because I don't want to fix that computer on its physical. I want to fix what's going on in Patrick's mind. And that's what I invite all of us to do, to go to that place inside of us that knows that, first of all, that beautiful computer that you are, that infinite intelligence, we came first. I used to say that when I was working with the computer, you know, when you give your life over to it, you're like, why, Rita, fix it. Rita, make it go, oh, I'm sorry. That was just one of those thoughts that ran wild too. But it's one of those things where and I want somebody else to fix it. And there's the other thing. I don't really want her to fix it. I want to be able to fix it myself because she's a whiz in technology. And so part of that's ego. All right, I saw you looking like, you don't want her fixing it, do you? No, part of it's ego, and part of it is that I really do want to know how to take care of my stuff. And at the end of the day, we all have to take care of our what? Our stuff. And sometimes we have more stuff than other times. So thank you for allowing me to share this with you today. Yes. And so you'll never look at your computers the same again. You'll never look at your laptops the same. But what I want us to remember is that at the end of the day, we have all the power, all the love. We have whatever it takes. There is nothing, and please hear this in a whole new way. There is nothing that can meet your life, nothing that can show up, and I mean nothing, even all that shock that's going on, nothing that you cannot handle. That's how powerful we are. You can handle it. You can handle it because you're not the one really doing it. You got a power that created everything seen and unseen, working through you as you. And that's how powerful you are, and that's what you can count on, and that's what you can depend on. So whatever doctor, whatever boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever anybody comes up to say to you, that's beautiful. But you're the one that has the power to do anything. That's the great news for today. Do you believe me? Yeah. Do you feel it? Yeah. Good, because I'd have been up here for no reason at all if that... I love you. I love you. Thank you for everything that you are. Thank you. Namaste. Why are you giving me that look?
I said you can stay up here with me.
Uh-oh. Oh.
I like fixing.
Are we having like a moment?
I like
wow.
I like fixing your computer, and I'm not a technical whiz. Sorry, but I'm not. Don't get that word out.
Oh, I thought that would
I'm
come
just
back
not
up,
afraid
right?
of the computer.
Oh.
But anyway, we'll talk about that.
I think it's time for our affirmative giving. That co-spiritual director stuff has its, well, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. It is our time of affirmative giving. And yeah, I mean,
spontaneity here
yeah.
at CSL.
And I give from my heart today, and I know you all do too, from your heart, your soul, and your beautiful consciousness that you donate here every week, whether you're sitting in the chair and just listening, whatever it is, you're putting money in the basket, putting consciousness into life. We appreciate every single solitary thing. So let's do our affirmative giving affirmation. It's by Raymond Charles Barker, and we picked it because we want to feel comfortable saying these words, because they're important words. If we want to have more of that in our life, we need to love it. So, I like money. I believe that it is God's activity. That's what it is. It is good. I use it with wisdom. I release it with joy, and I send it forth without fear. For I know that under a divine law, it comes back to me increased and multiplied. And now our beautiful gratitude song by Carrie and Michael.
Come here, you.
Grateful for life, grateful for love, grateful to all within and above. Here in our hearts, we can be eternally free. Grateful for life, grateful for love, grateful to all within and above. Here in our hearts we can be eternally free. Giving from a place of purity, honoring our spirit and integrity. Here in this place, creating a world that works for everyone. Giving from a place of purity, honoring the spirit and integrity. Here in this place, creating a world that works for everyone.
So what I know right here and right now is I am so grateful. I'm so just grateful for life within my very being, the life in this room that is so amazing and magnificent in each and every one of us. And I just know right here and right now, as we give, we do receive. As we give from that place of love, of that place of consciousness that is so magnificent, that is what comes back to us 100-fold, a millionfold. So I just bless everything that's been given today, knowing that it goes forth to multiply abundantly in the world and do good, as I say. And so it is.
Grateful for life, grateful for love, grateful to all within and above. Here in our hearts we can be eternally free. Grateful for life, grateful for love, grateful to all within and above. Here in our hearts we can be eternally free.
Thank you. I love that.
I know, that's
Yeah. So if
our
anything
original over there.
Yeah, it's an original. If anybody anything's come up for you today, then you want prayer treatment for, we do spiritual mind treatment here, which is just knowing the truth for you, as Patrick was saying in his talk, when you can't know it for yourself. And we do that in our own minds, and we put the law of cause and effect in the right direction for your life, and then you open up and change does happen. So if you have something you're working on and you want us to help you work on it, just put it in the yes box in the front of the room, okay? There's little forms there to fill out.
I know a lot of people come and they go, and I see my friend back there that I haven't seen for a year, and I know Jen's leaving this week, so let's just say we'll see you soon. We'll see you soon.
Come up and sing with us.
Yeah.
Right?
There we go.
Okay. So we have some refreshments after, thanks to Ron over there, and we're going to just stand and sing our closing song. Gratitude right here and right now for this time together, and for all the people who served today to make today possible. For Michelle with her announcements, for Michael with the meditation, for the greeters at the door, Katie, and for Roseanne for doing our programs and all else that she does here, for Rob for live streaming this out to our global community. I am so grateful for these people in service, for the beautiful flowers that fill this room, from Loya and all sorts of people that brought flowers yesterday for Papa Joe. I give gratitude for Papa Joe too, again and again. And for Reverend Diane in the bookstore, who helps to educate us on this great philosophy of the science of mind and spirit. And to Ron Stover for his beautiful hospitality and all that help him, and everyone that helps clean up and set up. My gosh, it's an amazing ohana that we have here. So I am so grateful, and I know that we take what we've gathered here today out into this world, and we use it, and we spread the joy, the love, the light, and we just lift this planet in every single solitary moment just by being ourselves. I am so grateful, and I release this word. I release it as law into law, knowing it is done as we say it together. And so it is.
E haoli na o pio Hawaiine. Holy holy Maina ahe makani e pamaine. Mau ke aloha no Hawaii. Mau ke aloha no Hawaii. Mau ke aloha no Hawaii.
Yay!
Aloha, Patrick and Rita. Patrick and Rita, thank you.
Karen Michael. Somebody value.
Carrie and Michael.
Locking you in.